Alright, so me and my girlfriend, we're about actually to pull that water pump out. So I put some more coolant in it the other day. Like the video I haven't uploaded yet or edited, but the coolant level was up here and it's gone. And as you guys saw in the last video, I had a lot of coolant dripping and it's coming out of the weep hole. So that water pump right there has to come out, and as you can see, it's kind of tight. All right, let me start turning some wrenches and I'll kind of let you guys know as I go along. Fun stuff. All right, so just got back from the auto parts store, and of course, anytime you go to the auto parts store, you always end up getting more tools. So actually, this was from Harbor Freight. And then over here, you see I got some extensions and yeah, pretty much extensions that, and I picked up some of these trays, kind of useful. Anyway, so get the new water pump. It's going to be going right down in there, and for pigs and grins, you know, that checked in there, it's pretty clean. Also, removing that hose allows you to get down in there a lot easier. And you just have to fish the water pump in there. I'll have Natalie hold the camera while I try to fish it in here in a second. Oh, there's the new water pump. So this only has 2 bolt holes on it, so it's actually pretty easy. And you can see the weep hole right here, and that's where it was leaking before. So that lets you know that the bearing is no longer good. So the process of getting it in here, like I said, is not super easy, and the lighting is not going to be great, but it is what it is, right? Anyway, just go ahead and hold that kind of like right there, and let me get this step up on.
Be careful, that's not very stable.
Yeah. All right, so to kind of get this in here, you just kind of put it carefully inside the fan blades. You just have to find the right maneuver and rotate the blades around so you get it going down into the hole. And then totally forget that you forgot to put the seal on. So you just kind of try to set it right there carefully, and then put the rubber O-ring on that you forgot to do, of course. So now I got to pull it back out. So if you're pulling it out for the first time, you just have to kind of walk it around. And for some reason, my fan blade doesn't want to turn now. Until you get the right combination. Okay, I want to show you the weep hole. So you see that little hole right there, Natalie? Yeah. So that's the chamber right in here before the seal. So when the water starts coming out of there, it goes past the gasket, as you can see, kind of like the drawing I had. And that's when you know that you got to replace your water pump. Now the weep hole has to go to the bottom, so it's going to get installed like this. You don't want to install the pump backwards. Now you see that the bolts are actually offset. This one's further, this one is closer. So it prevents you from putting the weep hole on the top side. But just in case that your water pump's not like that, you always want the weep hole on the bottom. You don't want it facing up. All right, time for me to put it back into the hole again. Of course, I forgot to do the first time. Seal. And then it's easier if you put the top bolt in first and then do the second bolt. So this is the part where the video is gonna have to get paused because I'm not gonna be able to do both at the same time. All right, just got the water pump on, the belt on. The belt is kind of on the tight side. It's kind of hard for me to show you how it's supposed to be routed. The best thing I can say is just you're gonna have to look it up on Google, Google Images. But taking this off right here is definitely easy to work on it. So I recommend doing that. And another trick you can do to help get the bolts on. I don't have any grease, but you put a little bit of grease in there and then you put your bolt in there and it will keep your bolt from falling out. It makes the job a little bit easier. But when you take your thermostat off, you should change the thermostat, but I forgot to get one when I was at the parts store. My thermostat's okay, so I'm just gonna go ahead and reuse it. If it leaks because I took it out or took it off, then I'll do so. But I think it should be fine. All right, so taking this off right here definitely makes the job so much easier. Changing the water pump on this truck, I mean, it's not super difficult. It's definitely a lot easier if you have help. I had Natalie's help taking it off. Putting it on was a little bit easier, but still helpful to have some help. Now I gotta get some coolant in it. As you can see, we probably don't have any coolant here anymore, so I have to go through the process of getting air out of the system. So it's gonna be the next step. I'm probably not gonna record that. It's just a simple process of doing that. Okay, so that should take care of the coolant leak in the truck, the leak on the steering rack and pinion. It's been fixed. So the only leak I have left is the oil leak. I know I got a leak around the oil pan, but I don't know if I'm gonna be able to do that here or not. I'll have to lift the motor up, unless one of you guys know a trick to do it easier. The only way I know is to actually undo the motor mounts and lift the whole motor up. And then the other one I gotta do is the rear main seal. Fun, you gotta drop the transmission for that one. So yeah, thanks for watching. Please comment, like, rate, and subscribe, but that's gonna be the end of this repair for this truck.